It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with your host, Pat Disabato.
Hello, welcome to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. I'm your host, Pat Disabato of the Daily Southtown newspaper, and we are at the Beggar's Pizza location on 127th Street and Kedzie Avenue in Blue Island, right across the street from Eisenhower High School. Got a great show for you tonight, folks. Marist boys basketball coach Gene Nolan will be our guest. The Redhawks are rolling. They're 16-3 overall, 3-1 in the East Suburban Catholic, coming off a big week last week. Knocked off Nazareth and arch rival Brother Rice. So Redhawks are rolling. Gene Nolan in his 16th season, hard to believe. He's got the Redhawks rolling along here, man. So, and they got a big week ahead. Friday they're at Marian Catholic. So setting up to be an exciting season for the Redhawks. I just can't believe Gene Nolan, who I covered back when he was a player at Marist in '92, is doing this for 16 years. All right, folks, we're going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. Remember, Beggar's Pizza, they lay it on thick. Best pizza in the South Side. All right, folks, come back. Gene Nolan will be our guest. Stay tuned.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
Hello, boys. I'm a drop-dead gorgeous pepperoni sausage, hold the vegetables deep dish pizza. Just look at my cheese. Your place or mine. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
At Standard Bank, we help our neighbors make tomorrow brighter. Families count on us for personal service and banking convenience. Business owners find smart solutions and the resources to capitalize on new opportunities. It's one thing to locate in a community, quite another to invest in it. That's what we do at Standard Bank. We're people you know, services that make your life easier, and financial strength you can count on. We're Standard Bank, in your neighborhood.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
Hello, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. All right, our guest tonight, Marist boys basketball coach Gene Nolan. Gino, thanks for coming on board again, man.
Pat. Thanks for having me.
Good to have you, and what a year the Redhawks are in the midst of. 16-3 overall. I know a coach is never completely satisfied, but how would you assess things up to this point, Gene?
It's been, the kids, it's been a good season. We're hoping that, we got a big stretch here coming up next couple of weeks. The kids have been, it's been a fun group, great character. I think we've got a team that's been getting better the last couple of weeks, and that's fun to see when better, but they can see themselves getting better. Yep. And I can see that in them. But we've got a big stretch coming up. I know our kids are excited about it. A big game tomorrow night against St. Rita, and then Friday against Marian Catholic. But this is always a fun time of year. Yep. Because the kids have put in a lot of work. We're really proud of them. They're a great group to coach, and as a coach, I hope that the best part of their season hasn't happened yet.
Exactly.
And that's what we hope for the rest of the year.
Well, and I got to think, are you a little bit surprised at the record, Gene, considering you have a couple sophomores as well as a junior, or what?
I guess when you think about it, if somebody would have told me 19 games ago we'd be 16-3, I would be a little bit surprised. But we always try to tell our kids that we're not a results-oriented. We're a program that wants to focus on the process, and within that process to always see progress every day. And that's what we're thinking about today. We thought about what kind of practice could we have today, and can we prepare as best we can for tomorrow's game against St. Rita. And then I hope at the end of the year they can look back and say, not only some games along the way, but most importantly, did they enjoy the experience of doing it with each other? And so far this year, it's funny, Pat, it's been a really just a fun team. And that matters.
Yep,
it matters that it's
absolutely.
been a group that they're committed. In fact, I think in a lot of ways, I think they're compelled. I mean, they really have a neat character to this group, and as coaches, it's just fun to work with them every day.
Yep. Well, as you analyze this team, where do you see its biggest strength being, Gene?
Well, I think so far it's been our defense, which, if you want to be, have like the backbone of something, in your program, you want it to be defense because you can be consistent at it. And so far we've been consistent defensively. I think we've rebounded pretty well behind that. And then, I think we've been getting better the last couple of weeks offensively.
Yep.
So now I think our system parts are a little bit more compatible. It's like a multiplier. So now, great offense leads to great defense, and great defense leads to better offense because you're, getting runouts or you're turning teams over, and then if, you're scoring, they're having to take the ball out of bounds. So
Yep.
your defense has had a chance to get set. So we've been better at that the last 3 or 4 weeks. But certainly defense, we always tell our kids is the backbone of what our program stands for.
Yep, and you guys played excellent defense last week when I covered against Rice. And on the flip side, Gene, where do you see the need for improvement from your team?
I think just overall execution. As seasons go on, I think that's the one thing you always want to keep getting better at. Because sometimes you see it with teams, certainly with our own teams, that you look at them in mid-January and you wonder why you're not as sharp as you were in November.
Yep.
And so every day when we come to practice, we always want to work on our individual skill work, but then the team development in terms of our execution of offensively and defensively what we're trying to accomplish, just keep getting better at all of that.
Okay.
And then certainly rebounding is always a big issue for us that we certainly want to strive for improvement with as well.
Yeah, because you're not the biggest team, but
Right.
yeah, you definitely, it's a want. Rebounding's a want, and your kids do a good job of crashing the board, your guards. And your two seniors, Shamar Hawkins and Kevin Lerma, a couple of guys that have been on the varsity for 3 years. Talk about their, impact on this program and specifically this year, Gene.
Kevin and Shamar have been great. Also, our two other seniors, James Dunnican, Andre Harden, great senior leadership. And that's where it starts. That's where the younger kids are they're going to listen, they're going to learn, they're going to follow, and have been outstanding for us. It's really neat to see with Shamar and Kevin. They've had great careers here, but it's fun as a coach to look at them and see that I think they're having their best years in their final year.
Yep.
And that's what you always hope for as a coach with kids, is to see kids develop and develop. Leading up to the best year is always their final year, and both Kevin and Shamar have been outstanding. Really good defensively, and then also scoring. I think they're both playing at a high level.
Yeah, and as seniors, and like we talked about earlier, when you have so many sophomores on a team, obviously senior leadership is huge on a team like this, right?
Yeah, it's hard because you're, if it's 1 or 2 years, it's not much.
Right.
But when you're in high school and you have a senior to a sophomore or junior, and it's a difference in a high school setting. And to welcome the younger kids that have been moved up, and those younger kids to also look to those kids for leadership, it's really been a neat mix for us.
Yeah.
But it all starts with those 4 kids, and they've done a great job for us.
Awesome. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Lisa Thomas salon timeout. Remember, high school kids, $27 haircut for girls, $17 haircut for boys. Just flash your high school ID at Lisa Thomas Salon. We come back, we're talking more with Gene Nolan.
You can only make one first impression. So make sure it's a good one with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where it's fun and affordable to get the latest trends. Girls, head to the salon and get pampered for only $27. Guys, get the cut and style you've always wanted for only $17. Or try out our other salon services. It's time to get noticed. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon. Your style, perfect style.
Bob's Auto Body and Repair in Blue Island has been prospering since 1968 when Robert Warniak Sr. opened a business. Bob's goal? To go above and beyond to satisfy their customers. Whether it's a small ding or a major collision repair, Bob's has a trained technicians and state-of-the-art equipment to meet the high standards their customers expect and that Bob's demands. Bob's also offers complete mechanical services for your automobile, from an oil change to brake repairs. Mention this ad, Bob's will detail your car for free with any auto body work or give you a free oil change with any mechanical work. Bob's Auto Body and Repair, Blue Island. Hi, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. If you're just joining us, our guest, Marist boys basketball coach Gene Nolan. All right, Gino, the Red Hawks have 4 sophomores that see significant playing time. Do you treat the sophomores any different than the seniors?
We always look for the seniors with leadership and stuff like that, but I think all kids want to be treated the same and be treated fairly. And so if they're up on the varsity, they're not just kids that are ready for the varsity level of basketball, but also the time and commitment, the expectations, all of those things. So I think in a lot of ways, regardless of how old they are, what their class is in school.
Right, same thing. Okay. Let's talk about your sophomores, in particular, Marist Commander, sophomore point guard, man. What's this kid's potential and the rest of the sophomores that you have up on varsity right now, Gino?
Yeah, they've been really good. In Maurice, I think Maurice has a chance to be a really good player. He can play his position, he can guard his position. Offensively, he can score at all 3 levels of the court. Yep. Including the intermediate game, which is kind of a lost art these days, and so and I think the biggest thing with Maurice is he has such a great feel and sense for how to play. He's a really good shooter, and I think the biggest thing is he knows when to be both. Yep. And he has a really good sense of that, and he's a really good defender too. So. Really good this year, and I'm sure down the road he's going to have a chance to be a really good player. And there are other sophomores as well, and then certainly our 2 juniors, Justin and Bobby, have done a great job, and just it's really been a great team to coach.
Yeah, and it seems like watching those guys last week, it seems like they're having fun, business-like approach, very coachable, mature kids, and it's a very unique group, fun to watch group. So fans, you want to go out and check out a good basketball program, check out the Red Hawks this season. You still have plenty of time. All right, so big game, Marion Catholic, East Suburban Catholic showdown. They're undefeated. You guys are 3-1. They have tremendous size. Not the biggest team like we talked about your team. How do you combat that size? Kind of take them out?
Well, they're really good, and their guards are good. They got size, so they have a lot. Offensively and defensively, and Mike does such a great job with them. So with their size, I think defensively we have to keep everything in front of us, try to limit our rotations as much as we can, because the more we would have to rotate, the more we're out of position, on the backboard there. So if we can keep our rotations to a minimum defensively, we'll be then in better position to rebound against them. But they're really good.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, last week you guys beat Brother Rice by 19 points, and that's one of the greatest rivalries in this area, man, Marist-Rice. And back when you played at Marist, and it's kind of ironic now, you got Bobby Frazier, head coach at Brother Rice. You coached against him when he was a player, now he's a coach at Rice. Have you seen any noticeable difference in this rivalry from back when you played? You're 92 grad at Marist, right? Mm-hmm. So any difference from you, or do you think it's better now, or what's your take on this thing?
No, it's the same and being great. Just a great. I think if you looked at the gym on Tuesday, 20 years ago, I'm sure it looked the same. And great atmosphere, great. Just 2 really good schools that have had a great rivalry for so long, and we have so much respect for Brother Rice and their program. They've been good, and they've been good for a long time, and that takes a lot. And so to be able to beat a team like that, we were very fortunate. We have a lot of respect for them and their program, and so to be able to get a win on a night like that was great for our kids.
It's always a little sweeter, though, to beat the Crusaders, isn't it? All right, so over the years, I can't believe you've been coaching 16 years, and it blows my mind because I covered you as a player. And I told Shamar Hawkins the other day, I said, Shamar, don't ever challenge Coach Nolan in a shooting contest. I don't care. You think you got him by here. He may be a little older than you, though, but I got a feeling Coach Nolan could still knock down that jumper. And he laughed about that. He goes, oh, he could still hit that jumper. What has been the biggest challenge for you as a coach from the time you started till now?
You know, this is my favorite time of the year because it's just coaching your team. You're with your kids. You're looking at the next opponent. If there's anything that just becomes a challenge over time, it would always be, the middle of June. You're driving to your third shootout in 3 days. Those types of things. But you need all of that to build towards this part of the season. So it's just a matter of, I think you fall in love with all of it. We tell our kids this, that, we want to love to play and play with each other as much on June 9th or whatever day it might be when it's 95 degrees out as we do right now, like when you're in the heat of the season and the excitement of it. But, Pat, we've got the greatest jobs in the world. That we get to work with kids every day. I never want to take that for granted, whether it's in teaching or coaching. And, it's just, I don't know what it's like to do something else.
Right.
I hope that I never am at a point where I ever am doing anything different than this. Even in retirement, I'll always want to coach. And that's because, to have 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, I don't care how much money you'd make doing something else or being somewhere else. I think that's the joy, is getting to work with kids every day,
and
seeing them.
Impact, right?
Exactly.
Impact
And I'd read this a long time ago, and I think it's so true that, to hear the word dad is the greatest thing you could hear. But I think to hear, the close second would be to hear the word coach.
Yeah.
Hey, coach, can I talk to you about something? Or kids coming back that have played before. And that, to me, is really what makes this, there are no challenges.
Right.
That's what makes it so great. So that's exciting about, through the years, being able to meet kids like that. That have really kind of had an impact on us as coaches, for sure.
And to be able to do it at your alma mater, that makes it a little sweeter too,
it's
right?
It's special to be able to do that, definitely.
Yep. All right, well, Gino, you're doing a great job, man, as usual.
Thanks, Pat.
Thanks for coming on board again. Good luck to the Red Hawks the rest of the season. Should be a lot of fun, man.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we are going to go. Gerard's having a tough night tonight, folks. I just want to let you know that. But we are going to go to an athletics timeout. Our good buddy Tom Mulvey, who we had on the show last week. We return a Standard Bank textbook question. It's going to have some Gene Nolan flavor. Chance to win a $50 gift card, compliments of Standard Bank. And we're going to have some players of the week, too. Stay tuned.
Having surgery or dealing with some type of nagging pain that limits your function? Then get to Athletics. We offer treatment for all types of orthopedic injuries, work-related injuries, and sports injuries. Therapists with over 20 years of experience provide treatment that is efficient and effective. Our 2,000 square foot clinics offer state-of-the-art equipment from HydroTrack, Blankenship, and Biodex. If your doctor suggests physical therapy, then you suggest Athletics, where every patient is treated like a champion.
We came up with a bunch of clever commercial ideas to entice you into trying Beggar's Pizza. We decided to let the food speak for itself.
I'm a half sausage for you and your husband and a half just cheese for the kids, who never seem to stop moving. Go ahead and take the night off, Mom. I got you covered. Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick.
At Standard Bank and Trust, we believe that choosing a community bank and finding the latest conveniences are not mutually exclusive. You can have both. We strive to give our customers value and convenience, like online banking with mobile deposit, so you can bank anywhere, anytime, and competitive rates on mortgage and home equity loans. At Standard Bank, you'll find services that fit your lifestyle and people you know. We're Standard Bank, in your neighborhood.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. And tonight we got a Beggar's Pizza. Now we're joined by a little cheese tortellini. So life is definitely good. I'd like to thank Marist coach Gene Nolan for being our guest. All right, folks, time for a Standard Bank textbook question of the week. Like I promised you, we'll have some Marist flavor, specifically Gene Nolan. Here we go. Which college did Marist coach Gene Nolan attend? All right, and star at, by the way. Text A if you think it's Illinois. B, if you think it's Washington U. C, if you think it's Augustana. All right, and text your answer to 708-365-8501. Texter number 4 with the correct response wins a $50 gift card. Compliments our good friends at Standard Bank with dozens of locations throughout the Chicagoland area. All right, folks, results segment sponsored by Athletics. Game I was at Friday night. Thornton 71, T. Ridge 59 for T. Ridge. D'Emanuel Burton 17 points. Dimitri Woods 16 points. Oliver McCall with 13 points. T. Ridge led 20-4 at one point in that game, and then things fell apart a little bit. For Thornton, Curtis Dilworth, 32 points. It's a career high for him. Patrick Rucker added 15 for the Wildcats, who are 14-1 and are rolling. Marion Catholic 55, Joliet Catholic 44 for Marion. Brandon Hurt 16 points. Sophomore's having a great year. Miles Howard 9 points, 10 boards for the Spartans. For Joliet Catholic, Jalen Jackson 14 points. Luke Mander 9 points, 10 rebounds. Mount Carmel 56, St. Rita 42 for St. Rita. Paul Kingsley and Jordan Matthews both had 9 points and 5 rebounds. For the Caravan, Christian Peavy 20 points. Nick Chambers 14 points. The Caravan are rolling along. And then probably the biggest upset of the week, Ridge South 62, Crete Monee 35. For Crete Monee, Jeremiah Matthews 12 points. Dwayne Rose 7 points for the Warriors, who had a 6-game winning streak snapped. For Ridge South, Malik Osborne 16 points. Trenton Sudith 8 points, 11 boards for the Stars, who are now 9-7. And then Marist 71, Nazareth 43 for Marist. Shamar Hawkins 24 points. And Marist Commander with 15 points. Red Hawks are 16-3 there at Marion Catholic Friday night, like we talked about. The Labriola Bakery Cafe Golden Baguette Player of the Week. We're going to hook up Brother Rice Jr. Josh Niego scored 26 points to lead the Crusaders to a 74-67 win over Bishop Mack. $25 gift card coming Josh's way. And I'm going to tell you, Josh had a tough night against Marist on Tuesday. Kudos to the Marist for playing great defense against Josh, and he showed some character, bouncing back on Friday and coming up with a big performance. So shows a lot of character though, and he's a talented kid, comes from a great family. So we're going to hook him up with a $25 gift card, compliments of Labriola Bakery Cafe in Oak Brook and Chicago. The Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club Player of the Week, Lincoln Way North Girls Basketball's Lauren Hunter scored 20 points and grabbed a career high 16 rebounds to lead the Phoenix to a 68-28 win over Andrew. For her efforts, we're going to hook her up with a nice goodie bag, compliments of Lisa Thomas Salon in Mokina, Orland Park, and Tinley Park. Little gift cards, some product, all good from Lisa Thomas Salon. And folks, we're in the process for the Lincoln Way community, North, Central, West, and East. Might be doing some with Lisa Thomas Salon in regards to a little prom makeover giveaway for 4 lucky girls. Prom's right around the corner. We're going to hook them up. Lisa Thomas Salon will dial you girls up. We're going to have more information on that in the coming weeks. So stick around for that. That's going to be an exciting time. All right, folks, we are going to go to a Labriola Bakery Cafe timeout. Remember, Mondays at Labriola, different burger special. If you've ever had the world famous Richie's burger at Labriola Cafe, believe me, you'll never have another burger. It's that good. Plus all the pasta and all that other good stuff at Labriola. All right, stick around. We'll come back. A little high, a little tight. Stay tuned.
Looking for a unique dining experience with incredible food? Then check out Labriola Bakery Cafe. Opened by Rich Labriola, Chicago's premier artisan baker, you know they'll have great bread, but you won't believe the rest of their menu. Wood-fired Neapolitan pizzas, fresh pasta, and their world-famous Richie Burger. There's also homemade gelato and, of course, their famous bread. Labriola Bakery Cafe and Neapolitan Pizzeria, conveniently located in the Oak Brook Promenade.
You can only make one first impression, so make sure it's a good one with the Lisa Thomas Salon Teen Club, where it's fun and affordable to get the latest trends. Girls, head to the salon and get pampered for only $27. Guys, get the cut and style you've always wanted for only $17. or try out our other salon services. It's time to get noticed. Only at Lisa Thomas Salon. Your style, perfect style.
Bob's Auto Body and Repair in Blue Island has been prospering since 1968 when Robert Warniak Sr. opened a business. Bob's goal? To go above and beyond to satisfy their customers. Whether it's a small ding or a major collision repair, Bob's has a trained technicians and state-of-the-art equipment to meet the high standards their customers expect and that Bob's demands. Bob's also offers complete mechanical services for your automobile, from an oil change to brake repairs. Mention this ad, Bob's will detail your car for free with any auto body work or give you a free oil change with any mechanical work. Bob's Auto Body and Repair, Blue Island. All right, folks, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. Okay, high and tight, folks. Local paper in Blue Island. This author, I'm not going to say her name or anything, but she did a nice job. Blue Island is celebrating its 180th anniversary, okay? It's been around longer than just about any other community in the south suburbs in this state. That's why one of the reasons I love it so much. And his author goes through the times, 40 years ago, Woolworth and Walgreens, and talks about tots and teens, different businesses in town. Some are still in this town. Great job celebrating different things that Blue Island has to offer. Just a tremendous job. However, there is a little bit in this story. Okay, it's a lengthy story. And look at that. Beggar's Pizza, we lay it on thick, $2 off coupon. It's in this newspaper, every publication. And I will cut that out. But right here, talks about Shrive Field, which is a monument. It is Blue Island's Wrigley Field, if you've never been. And it talks about Scott Siebert. Misspelled his last name, but that's okay. Good buddy of mine, okay? Scott Siebert hit a home run over the 127th Street Viaduct. All right? That is a myth. That is incorrect, okay? Scott Siebert hit a lot of home runs at Shrive Field. 14 to be exact when he was a little 12-year-old, okay? I don't know if anybody else has ever hit 14 home runs in like 17 games of Little League. However, Scott Siebert never, not only did he not hit one over that bridge, he never hit one that landed on the bridge, off the bridge, at least in fair territory. So I love Scott Siebert. He was a tremendous player. Great two-sport athlete at Eisenhower, quarterback of the football team, baseball player. That's the highlight of his career, too. Let me tell you something, when he was 12 years old, but he never, ever hit a home run over the bridge. So why don't I straighten that out for all you Blue Island viewers, okay? All right, folks, hope you enjoyed the show. I don't know how my voice made it, but it is slowly leaving me. Thanks to Marist Coach G. Nolan, and thanks to Beggar's Pizza, because Gerard and I are going to dive into this stuff in a matter of seconds. Get out to a game this week. We will see you here, same bat time, same bat channel, next Wednesday.